I want to move over to Verde and talk a little bit about your inspiration of this kind of more desert like house. Uh,
Well, the house isn't really desert. The
it
house
seems
was
like
inspired by a lot that is in the desert, but I built it in a way that it doesn't need to be in a desert.
okay,
Although it does take advantage of the shortage of water that a lot of desert communities have.
and it could take advantage of the solar gain.
You could put solar on it as well. Yeah, absolutely. But you asked the question, I'll tell you the story. So
Please.
we have some friends and neighbors that had talked about a piece of property they had purchased in Arizona with the aspirations of building a house one day. And I guess it became evident that they're probably never going to build a house. But I found the property and I looked at the property and I thought, I guess I felt inspired that um, it was in a place that was away from big cities, but right near I think it was a state park or a national park of some really beautiful geography. And it was right adjacent to that. So the view off of the property was really spectacular in a austere kind of southwestern beauty. Um, and it had a slight downhill grade to it from the street. And I guess in the sense that I like the idea of residential, especially in rural environments, kind of sailing across the top of the plane, where you're part of the world, but you're not screwing it up. We're not digging out a lot of things, and the natural world can pass you by. This house is kind of along that vein. It's like a yacht in the desert. Um, and then of course the sun is very oppressive in the desert, and so it has these roofs that come down to try to give you shade in a cave like way, which is something I kind of learned from Frank Lloyd Wright. A lot of his houses have a cave like feel to them, so you're sequestered under these big roofs that close in over you, and then you have this view out through the cave opening to your view, and you have a patio to walk out on, and part of it's out in the sun and part of it's protected underneath the roof.
The proportions of it are very different from McCormick in how you enter the house, the flow of the house. Can you talk to me a little bit about how it lives?
Well, I think this is a house that was designed. Growing up in Illinois, um, Wisconsin is like the place you go for a lot of the natural beauty. People say it's the backyard to Chicago, right? It's up there. There's a lot of natural beauty, and there's a lot of lakes, and lake houses typically on the street side are almost nothing to look at, and they reach out towards the lake. And this house is a lake house, right? It's a beach house, it's a lake house, it's a prairie house. It's a forested house with a good forest view. It's a house that when you drive up to it, it's understated and not particularly impressive, but you walk into it and it pulls you into its environment. So you come in and you're transformed from the world of public and street and out there to the world of Verde, where you're warm, you're comfortable, you're protected, and you have this incredible view. And I think that's really why it's I just I it's not it has a versatility to a degree. It can go in lots of different locations, but it's required to have a view because it's all set up. When you look through the glass, when you walk out onto the patio, boom,